Hey lovelies, I am going swimming today, and so I wanted to show you how to prepare your makeup if you want to have a little bit on, you still want to be cute, you may be taking some pictures, and you may be going out for lunch or dinner or something after to where you still want to be a little cute and have some makeup on. And I'm going to teach you how to make that stick and prepare for it, and I'm going to try to remember to take some photos after I swim so that you can see the difference, because I am not a person who just lays on a raft next to the pool or in the pool. I like to go underwater, I like to play games, I like to swim around underwater, and definitely get wet and put my makeup to the test. So I did swim lessons for many years, and lifeguarding and different things, and so I have learned some tricks. The first thing I did today is I put on a really strong sunscreen. Our makeup does have a little bit of protection to it, but I like to make sure. I've had some issues in the past with skin cancer, and so it's an important thing to me. And so I started with that. It's been probably 10 or 15 minutes, so I've let that really soak in. I have a history of having an oily T-zone, not as much anymore. It's kind of normalized. That's another story. The makeup has normalized my skin, which has been wonderful. But with a SPF of 100, it's going to be a little greasier on my skin. I wanted to preempt that. The next thing I'm going to do is spray our Stay Setting Spray. And this is our Seint setting spray. I will often use it for like humid days where I'm going to be out in the sun for a really long time. It does a good job, and I'm going to start with putting that right over the sunscreen before I put any makeup on whatsoever. So it comes out a little heavy. I'll just show you what I do. So I hold my breath since it comes out heavy, and then I kind of dab it in with our Perfector sponge and kind of make sure it gets pressed in and moved to all over my face and even on my eyelids, because I want everything sticking well. I did kind of a light version. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it one more time. I did 3 light sprays. I want to do it a little more just to make sure. We are going out after the pool, and so I want to make sure everything lasts. And it gives a little tiny bit of a shine, but my makeup is going to cover that, and using the Perfector sponge kind of tamps that down. Now I'm going to do my makeup, and of course I use Seint makeup because I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with it so much and so hard that I became an artist. All of the makeup you see me use other than my mascara is going to be Seint. I'll link to everything down in the description in case you have any questions. Our makeups are cream, and I feel like they stay put a little better. They definitely give a better look. They're my favorite. I'm going to use a different brush than I usually use today. I use it sometimes for this, but mainly I use this just for our blush and bronzer. But I want kind of a light wash today. I don't want anything too heavy. I don't want the full glam face because I'm going to be directly in the sun and outside, and that can be too much if you're doing a lot of outdoor activities. I'm going to keep it nice and kind of light coverage, and I'm going to go into Amber, which is my main highlight that I'll be using today. Normally, I would just put this on certain areas in kind of our traditional paint by number process that we use with Seint 3D makeup, but I'm gonna go ahead and do kind of an all over coverage today, even though it's gonna be light, just to give myself that coverage over the whole face to give me a little more staying power. And then normally I would do a brightening highlight, which I'll still do a little bit. I'm gonna use my detail brush, and I like to use the little bunny tail end, and I'm going to go into white peach, and I'll put a little bit, but the darker colors are going to, I feel like, define my face more, because I'll be out in the sun where it can kind of wash you out anyway. And so I'll do a little bit of coverage there, but I am definitely going to put it down over my eyelids. And usually I use a lighter color for this because I want it to be really bright and pop. But today I'm gonna stick with the white peach because I don't want it to look like I've been wearing sunglasses and the rest of my face has color and is a little tan. I'm not doing the full glam today, so I want something that just kind of matches and blends a little more. And that's gonna be important. Not only does it look better because it hides those veins and discolorations and just kind of neutralizes everything and looks better, but that's also going to be important to make my little bit of eye makeup set. And then I'm gonna put our Vanilla Dust powder. It's our setting powder. I'm gonna use my blend brush. Going to go ahead and set it in my T-zone just to make sure everything stays put like I want it to and that nothing gets crazy. Now, I'm also going to be reapplying sunscreen to my face today. And because I'm gonna be out there for a while, and because when you're in water, it can wash things away, we're gonna set it as much as we can, but I will be putting some over this, and sunscreen can be greasy, and so we're gonna mattify this more than I normally would. We're gonna go ahead and do the bronzer. Like always, Bella bronzer, that's gonna give me a little more color, and this can also still give us a little bit of dimension, like normal, to kind of sculpt my face so it's not that flat 2D look that I am really not a fan of in my makeup anymore. And I'm putting it in all of the normal places, and normally I would also do contour to further sculpt and chisel my face and to define it and give it that 3D look. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going too glam today. I'm not going too over the top because we are just swimming. And because if you go too glam, too much, too heavy, it's just gonna stand out more in the sun, being out in the sun all day. And I don't want to have an overdone look in the sun. I'm gonna do something. I love our glosses on our blushes all the time anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with one today because I feel like they just give you that little bit of shine. They make your skin look really healthy and supple and young. So I'm gonna go with Cindy today. I'm pretty sure that's one of our glosses. It could be a semi-gloss, but it definitely has a glossy finish to it. I'll just put a little bit quickly on my lips with my fingers. That just gives me a light wash. And the lips are not gonna stay because I haven't primed them. If you primed them and did all of that stuff to your lips, prime it with the, well, it got a little bit of setting spray, but I didn't pat it in with a perfector sponge. I didn't prime it with the highlight. I didn't powder it. I don't want all of that heaviness on my lips, so I'm fine with it kind of dwindling and slowly going away, but I wanted to start with a little. And then on my eyes. Now, not everyone does their brows. I have my brows microbladed, and they could use a touch-up. Now, a lot of people who use Seint makeup use a cream base, and you can use the contour colors. That is Astoria, that is Indigo, and we have many others that people use depending on their hair color. But a cream would work really well there. I go ahead and do my normal, which is basic. It's one of our eyeshadow colors and it works really well. And even in the water, even all day, I've never had any problem. It will stick to the areas where you have hair really, really well. It kind of washes out of the edges a little bit where you don't have as much hair, but it still looks good to me, and so that's still enough. But if you find you need more brow staying power, then you can use one of our contour colors. And we also have brow wax, which I have on the way. I don't have it here today, but that can kind of make your brows stay put so that they're not going anywhere, and it's like a wax, and so it's going to be more water resistant. So I'll do my brows really quickly. And even though I've had my eyebrows microbladed, I like the look of a sculpted, curated, filled in brow. And I specifically told her I wanted a more natural brow that I could use with no makeup and would not look too defined, and that's exactly what I got. But if I'm going to wear makeup, and even if I'm going to be at the pool, it just helps to kind of sculpt your face and make everything look better, in my opinion. And so I like the completed, filled in, more glam brow. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna take that Vanilla Dust setting powder and go ahead and set that highlight that I primed my eyes with. The highlight is already going to give things a lot of sticking power, and so this is just going to help it to stick to my eyes a little better. I just want to keep things kind of light. I'm just going to use Bubba for the crease. It's a nice, like, light terracotta-ish color. It's not too orange. It's got some brown to it. It's a really pretty color that is friends with almost every other color. It plays really, really well. I'm going to use Peppa, which has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's got a little pink, a little peach, and I'm gonna use my smudge brush. And I'm just gonna pack that onto my lid just to give me a little shimmer, but still a nice, light, pretty color. I'm gonna add with my fingers just a little more to the center. I'm going to keep things kind of easy. I'm gonna do a really simple cat eye, and I'm gonna use coal, and I'm gonna use the pencil brush end of my eyeshadow brush. You want to use waterproof mascara. Last time I went swimming, I was thinking I had grabbed my waterproof mascara, and I did not, and so it all came off pretty quickly. And we're gonna go in with another layer of Vanilla Dust. And then the last thing is more setting spray. And even though I have my makeup on, I still go over it with the Perfector sponge just to tap everything in better, spread it out, and to kind of mattify the little bit of extra shine it has. I've been doing swim lessons for decades, and I do my makeup even with kids splashing me in the face and playing with my kids, swimming underwater and everything. And so this is how you will get your makeup to last. This is an addendum. So I have been swimming. I didn't swim for the entire day. I had grocery shopping and a bunch of errands to do out in the heat and humidity beforehand. But then we went swimming for probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I do swim underwater. I like to play. I'm a kid still. And so I definitely give it a workout, and I am thrilled with how my makeup stays. I took off my lips before I even got in because it had been on for a while, and I just put on some sunscreen chapstick. But other than that, I did spray before we went, since I had been out for several hours after I put on my original sunscreen under my makeup. And so I took the spray sunscreen and I sprayed my face when I sprayed my body. And so spray sunscreen can be pretty greasy and oily. I sprayed it right on top of all of my makeup. I have not touched up anything whatsoever. I haven't powdered. I haven't adjusted anything. I came straight from the van and sat down to do this video. This eye, my winged eyeliner, is a touch messed up, but that happened before I even got in the pool. I got sunscreen in my eyes and my eye was watering really bad, and I was wiping at it. And so that is not the fault of the pool. My eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara, other than that, my brows, everything held up really well. My skin colors, my blush may be a tiny dab lighter, maybe, I don't know. I put it on so light and I used a really light color. But other than that, it looks great. I mean, I could put my hair in a little bun. I could do a dab, a touch up if I wanted to, but considering the fact that I was swimming underwater and playing around in the pool and running around in the heat and humidity all day long, it did great. And so those tips and this makeup work. And they work for you. They work really hard, so you can do whatever you want and still look beautiful. So if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you don't miss any of the videos, and it helps me a bunch. I am on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, as well as YouTube. So if you want to follow me there, I put different things, different content out to help you out. So I would appreciate it. And thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.